It's that time of year again. That's right. It's
September 28th, 2025.
And that means it's time for me to make fun of how daft Wikipedia is again. Oh, don't worry. The world's quickest reference to the world's greatest knowledge isn't going even the least bit silly or crazy to warrant that adjective. But instead, it's making fun of people who are silly or crazy enough to spend their free time making Wikipedia articles that no one will ever care about or ever want to read. This is my continuation of my idea where I read the deleted articles with freaky titles section of Wikipedia, a secret list of 198 pages of removed articles Wikipedia keeps around for the sole purpose of laughing at and shaming their user base into hopefully becoming less stupid. That part's not a joke, it's literally why it exists. I go into more detail in my first video on this topic, which I'll link in the description, but long story short, this is a compiled list of real articles that people tried to publish to Wikipedia for one reason or another, and they range from unfunny internet memes to people clearly bored at work to nonsensical, borderline mentally ill ramblings. And I'm here to point out the juicier ones. They're all in alphabetical order, and the last time we left off was after the B section. So I'll see you in the C section. Yes, I'm referring to medical procedures used to save a woman's pregnancy. I'm cuckoo for cesarean pops. Calcium. Is it a metal or not? Yes, it is. Well, at least according to little-known source Wikipedia. That's a great start. This is a 1 in a million start for mankind's intelligence. California Potato Power. This is a misheard lyric from the Persona 4 opening theme, Pursuing My True Self. And this pisses me off. Because I remember back when I used to live stream video games to the internet, I told everyone that there was a song in Persona 5 about a river of garlic, and everyone called me a moron. And if you're upset that I just made an embarrassing, cringeworthy joke about a game that you potentially love, just remember, you're the one who likes anime. Camosexual, with the entire article text saying, quote, one who is sexually stimulated by camouflage patterns in such a large manner that it directly interferes in one's everyday life. This is not a real term, if you were wondering. There are scientific terms for all sorts of related stuff, like finding camo objects sexy under the umbrella of objectophilia, or getting a big old boner when you watch some proper goose stepping as part of a uniform fetish. But as far as I can Google, there is no specific term for creaming your jeans just because those jeans just so happen to have ditched the acid wash for being washed in the blood of the innocent Viet Cong. Anyway, can someone send me a shiny Pokemon on GTS for Pokemon Platinum? The GTS, Global Terminal or Global Trade Station, was how you used to trade Pokemon online with other people for the DS lineup of games. That service shut down all the way back in 2014, and the only way you can bring it up is through an annoying series of steps for setting up a DNS on your DS. Also, you can look at a whopping 189 Pokemon currently up for trade, and then realize you don't even want anything. No one's gonna trade you a level 100 Zekrom for your worthless Dynamo, Rhea, you fucking scam artist. Carbonated Pee, which was a redirect to Mountain Dew. There's nothing I could say here that would make this any better. Kudos to whoever wrote this one. Carolina Panthers versus Pittsburgh Steelers live stream online. Watch NCAAF 2015 preseason football. Before this article was deleted, it was actually a meticulously, infinitely edited and generated ASCII art recreation of the football game in question, going on live as it happened. Wikipedia deleted it because it increased their bandwidth by 37 times that day, unlike their heart, which is permanently 3 sizes too small. Discover delicious meals with Factor. Wait a minute, that's not on the list. That's the sponsor of today's video. Oops, I died and went to hell again. Now don't worry, this happens. Just because I'm stuck in the infernal home for the eternally damned doesn't mean that I'm worried, because something tells me that things are gonna be just fine. Oh boy! boy! My absolute favorite thing from when I had a corporeal form, a Factor meal. Factor is the meal delivery service that's so widespread they'll be able to bring your body a nutritionally delicious meal even if your soul has escaped to a plane of unending torment. I've only got the next 8 years in my schedule dedicated to hell time, which means I can't waste any time trying to scavenge things to eat. For a busy man like me, Factor is the perfect solution. Listen, in the underworld, no one has any money and instead pays for things in animal hair, but you on Earth can stop wasting your money on overpriced food by switching to Factor over your local takeout or restaurant delivery. Think of all the fees that you'll skip out on. Oh my goodness, those fees. They belong down here instead of me. And if you want to protect the planet you're on so that one day it doesn't explode and send all of you down here, then you can rest easy knowing Factor offsets 100% of delivery emissions and sources 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices. Well, based on the secret earpiece God gave me before I was sent down below, it sounds like my time is almost up. But there's still time for you to head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code HuggbeesFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code HuggbeesFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Oh. I think I like the other place better. This is kind of lame. It's kind of lame. The case of the black bitch. Do you think this one is sexist or potentially racist? Well, what if I told you that bitch in this context was literal? Linlithgow is a fun little town in Scotland that I hope to God I'm pronouncing right, and is a place of a bunch of history, including being the birthplace of Mary, Queen of Scots. Chief among that history is the legend of the Black Bitch. There was a man who was once condemned to die in jail of starvation. A perfect plan that would have gone perfectly if not for his loyal Black Bitch. The man's dark-furred greyhounds swam across the entire Linlithgow loch to sneak him food every single day. When his captors discovered this, the Black Bitch was tied to a tree on a lone island, effectively condemning it to the same fate as its master. Because of this tale and some other historical connotations that are pretty murky in origin, the official crest of Linlithgow is of the Black Bitch tied to a tree to symbolize its loyalty and devotion. And people born in the town are often referred to as Black Bitches. I'm not making that up. And hell, according to some sources that I found, the name Linlithgow has Old Gaelic associations for the words loch, which is lake, black, and dog. So I have a question for Wikipedia after that big history lesson. Why was that one deleted? I'm dead serious. That was interesting, historical, and the title is a perfect summation of what it's talking about. Hell, if Case of the Black Bitch sounds too much like a modern legal trial, then just have it redirect to the article called The Legend of the Black Bitch or something like that. A lot of this info is already sprinkled within the Linlithgow Wikipedia article and is definitely substantial enough to give it its own page. But from what I can tell from notes left by Wikipedia editors, the answer is simple. They're really bad at their jobs. Because they're too busy red taping everything that uses, oh no, profanity, boo-hoo! Because the word bitch is used in this legend, it seems people mistake this title to be inflammatory. Like someone's just saying a joke of, a case of the black bitch. You know, maybe to make fun of a specific person or something. That's stupid, Wikipedia. You're stupid. Let's all grow up a little and realize that words only ever have the power that you assign them, and context is everything, bitch. And that time I'm calling Wikipedia staff a bitch. No dogs or legends or anything like that. Cat vomit exercise. I just want the context of this one, really. Do you make your cat vomit to exercise it? Is it a people exercise utilizing cat vomit? Is there a missing comma after the word vomit on that list of two different things that'll make the average American sick to their stomach when they read it that way? The world may never know. Chemical properties of Mr. Spock's fake ears. This is probably a joke that they're made of vulcanized rubber. Oh god, not again. Chess-related deaths. This also should not have been deleted because there's quite a few entries on this list. And I think right now, in a disgusting bit of self-promotion that you're not going to skip because your time is best spent watching my content, I'm going to plug my Weird Deaths series of videos here. And I might in the future have to do a special on chess-related deaths. There's more than you would think. Kioma Jesus. Okay, I'm actually getting kind of pissed off at Wikipedia now. Kioma Jesus is a Nigerian gospel singer, songwriter, and worship leader. She rose to prominence with the release of her 2003 song Kioma, from which her stage name is derived. She is recognized for her contributions to the popularization of indigenous gospel music, particularly songs performed in the Igbo language. Do you want to know how I knew that? That's the first paragraph of her fucking Wikipedia article. This isn't freaky. And this article sure as hell isn't deleted. I'm dissecting a pattern here, which is I think a lot of these articles are just the Wikipedia editors seeing terms that may convey strangeness or juvenilism, such as bitch or Jesus or death, and slapping them on here because they're too lazy to do 5 seconds of Googling. And I know they didn't do that, because if they did, most of the time the first thing that would come up is the fucking Wikipedia articles for these things. I'm hoping by the time I get to the end of this list, it'll be a real French Revolution of comedy. I came here to laugh at peasants wasting their free time with nonsense, but I'll be leaving here knowing that some of the people that run this website haven't laughed at anything since their local Sunday school leader said the hardest animals for Noah to trust on the ark were the cheetahs. And even then, they found it a bit offensive to stereotype the big cat population like that. Chucking loads of elephant poo at people. Okay, yeah, this one probably should have been deleted. Cookies that talk and drive cars into lakes and don't listen to their mothers because they don't care. This seems to be a reference to a 2018 humor blog article by the same title, and I'll go ahead and link that in the description. It claims Snickerdoodle totals Ferraris, Chocolate Chip is playing a game of lake car to score points, and Oatmeal Raisin is ignoring its mother's advice to sell the cars for profit instead. But everyone knows that Thin Mints are the most evil cookie on the entire planet, and I'll be damned if people forget that fact. Coolest person in the world. You're looking at them, but for the sake of argument, I'll mention that this article went through a handful of different births and deletions over the years. This article gets created, people fill the text body with references to themselves or people they may know, and then Wikipedia deletes it, and this process starts all over again. Let's read some excerpts from the different versions of this article over the years, shall we? Rachel Ron is the coolest motherfucking person in the world. No one is cooler, nor will anyone, and it cuts off there, but I assume the rest said, ever be. Anna Haywood is the coolest person ever. The coolest person in the world is Phil Grant. He is so hot and is romantique. Lamau. And well, she was born and died in 1990. Oh. Can someone please give me a list of PPV things in the WWE? This question used to be a redirect to the list of WWE pay-per-view events, which is a bit boring because I was thinking, finally, the WWE is going to regain its falling ratings by finally showcasing some lovely penis-vagina action. Yes, ladies, they will fit. You just need to hit the gym 6 days a week and learn how to properly swanton bomb your partners without shattering their testicles. Oh, fuck me, okay. Danshi Kokosei de Ure Koko light novel Saka o Shiteru Keredo Toshishita no classmate. I know classmate. Deseiyu no oh no oh no oh no oh no oh na na oh no oh na no oh na no oh no fuck, I don't even know what that means. Oh no onanoko ni kube o shimerareteru.
男子高校生で売れっ子ライトノベル作家をしているけれど、年下のクラスメイトで声優の女の子に首を絞められている。
What do you mean there isn't a Wikipedia article for the 12,988th most popular manga on my anime list? I think fairy types are immune to this because this is an outrage. This translates from Japanese into, I'm a high school boy and a best-selling light novel author, strangled by my female junior and a voice actress. And be careful Googling that, because either Google knows me a little too well, or the top search result of that is a hentai parody, which has even better reviews than the original source material. Thanks, porn industry! God damn it. Das Durwak Torkin Kanslork Merklens Schroeder Lowenbraud Adhidlicken Kopf? I guess. This is German, and it translates to the dual Victor, no Chancellor, Merkel, Schroeder, Lowenbrow, Dead Heat Lickin' Head, which references the highest seat of German government, two former German chancellors, and a Munich beer brewing company, and as far as I can tell, it makes no fucking sense. You want to try to crack this puzzle? Okay, I'll give you a hint. This article used to be a redirect to the Wikipedia article on The Daily Show. If you out there are German and want to leave me a comment explaining what the hell any of this may be, I will gladly read it for real, because I need someone to help affirm to me that I'm not having a stroke. David Smith, random 15-year-old in Texas. Yeah, fuck that guy. Dead prostitutes in popular culture. This was a list that, someone wrote just because they played a bit too much Grand Theft Auto. And in fact, we know who wrote it, because after a lengthy list of Wikipedia contributors calling this article worthless trash, the original author responded. You guys are just mean. It would have been nice if somebody had told me how this article doesn't merit a place in Wikipedia instead of arranging to have a bunch of people line up and insult me. There are plenty of popular culture articles in Wikipedia, and I don't see how mine is any different. Good point. Okay, let's go ahead and read the opening line to this article and judge it, shall we? The dead prostitute is a common trope in popular culture and appears in many films, television shows, and video games. Okay, think we're good. Death jazz piss funk. We're getting way too nonsensical with these subgenres, man. I think I'll just stick with my crabcore squee and shit gaze, thank you very much. Diarrhea of a genius. The sequels to Diary of a Wimpy Kid weren't as big of a cultural phenomenon, but I personally prefer this darker, more grown-up version. Do not delete this page. Get fucked! Dodge the tomato. From what I can tell, this was someone preemptively making a Wikipedia page for their own short film. Now, the title isn't important. What is important is the discourse around deleting this article, because it gives me definitive proof that the runners of this website are the equivalent of Carl Fredricksen from Up if his house never took off on its balloon voyage. Crotchety, old, and ready to die. Now, the context clues provide us with details that this was probably a live footage style of film like the Jackass movies back in the day, most likely kids pelting people with tomatoes for laughs. Yes, we can all agree that this is an utterly garbage idea for a video, as proven by all the desperate YouTube prank channels on this website of people who don't know how to properly fuck with people via intelligence and wit. And then there's this big fight going on in the edit log about people not only piling on that this article needs to go, but that throwing tomatoes at people is most likely to be pushed from harmless prank to actual assault. But all of this culminates in one of the more delicious phenomenon on the World Wide Web. The Internet Tough Guy. Delete as vanity bordering on sheer stupidity if this is for real. Rick Case summed it up best. I like Desmond Gold's thought also. I know I wouldn't be my usual cheery and pleasant self if I got an unexpected tomato in the mush. The thrower would be dealing with one very large and very angry Italian. You know those laparoscopic cameras that go where no one really wants to go? Enough said about their gear. Good job, random Wikipedia fact checker. Now the 6 people who actually read over this shit, as well as me 20 years later, are going to know that your response to dumb kids trying to be the next Viva La Bam is to shove a 480p picture taker up their asses. This guy went on to do great things. Dog fart neutralizing thong. Oh, this is real. It was a research project run by the Waltham Center for Pet Nutrition, where they collected various dog farts and ranked them on a scale from 1 to 5. The purpose of the study was to help concoct dog food and treats that made dog toots less stinky. Most of the editors of Wikipedia deleted this thinking it was a joke, and while I definitely don't think it needs its own whole article, I just want to remind you that I'm the only person on this website, on the whole internet even, genuinely teaching you things while maintaining this impeccable level of comedy and storytelling. I'm not saying you guys need to erect a 20-foot statue in my honor in Times Square, but it's been an awfully long time without one, and I personally think we're overdue. Don Quixote, El Donkey, El De Niro. Read the novel of Nard Fard Flarp today, rar, GBS 4L. Okay, hang on, this one doesn't make sense because it's missing something. Let me fix that. Don Quixote and El Donkey, El De Niro read the novel of Nardfart Flarp today. Rar GBS 4L. Don Quixote, what the hell? Yep. Even in death, MF Doom still hits. Donald Trump, parentheses, planet. Oh, okay. All right, so apparently there's a planet in our solar system named Donald Trump. It's a complete and utter coincidence, but someone tried to make this article to educate the world on this interstellar happening. The body of the article was nothing but a picture of planet Donald Trump, and I'm going to go ahead and put that picture on the screen now. Okay, I have officially decided that I am fucking done with humanity. I know the bar lowers every year, but this is easily one of the weakest jokes I've ever seen in my life. And that's because most of you out there probably don't even get what this is supposed to say. The joke is Donald Trump is replacing Uranus. He's Uranus. Get it? I didn't at first. I only did because the file name of this was Uranus Trump JPEG. I've decided now I really need to know what thermite tastes like. Goodbye. Ooh, banana. Down, down deep in the ground is where his body stays, and down in Mammoth Cave is where his body lies. I think someone tried to make articles for each lyric in the song Ghost of Floyd Collins by Black Stone Cherry, which is about real-life cave spelunker Floyd Collins who died in Mammoth Cave. There's 1,000,001 documentaries about it here on YouTube. It's a great story, and you probably have already heard of it or seen a video on it once you get a little refresher if it's not immediately clicking a bell. What makes me invert my smile upside down is I just know this is going to be one of those quirky, lame, kind of indie folk songs or YouTube-style parody humor songs where someone heard of something secondhand, read about it for 5 minutes, and then wrote the most generic, simplistic lyrics that you can think about it. Okay, let's give it a listen. Wait, this is kind of fucking awesome. Wait a minute. No, I missed! Okay, I actually learned something from scoping this one out, and I think now a lot of you are about to as well. Growing up, you probably know this sound clip of Wario getting his shit rocked in a game of Mario Party.
So I missed!
It turns out, he's not saying, "Do I missed." He's saying, "So I missed," which is German for like, "aw darn," or "aw dang," or "god fucking damn it." This was actually confirmed by the voice of those clips, Thomas Spindler, who was the German translator for Nintendo back in the Mario 64 days. It turns out that in the same way that Mario spouts off Italian one-liners like "Mamma mia," Nintendo originally wanted Wario to have German flair to him. Now, I don't want to make a claim here that Nintendo is trying to revive the Axis powers by making Mario Italian and Wario German, but they are a Japanese company. Editing Wikipedia while driving, and editing Wikipedia while drunk. I mean, people should be taught how to do this safely, right? There's human beings out there stupid enough to think drinking is a worthwhile activity, so we may as well publish some guidelines on how to do it well. Look, guys, okay, that was all fun and games. I'm being serious here now. Don't drink and drive. you could hit a really nasty bump and spill it all over your dashboard. Emo Vader.
This was a redirect to Kylo Ren, and I have to say I found this very offensive. Those goddamn Jedi are always making fun of me for being hotter with my mask on, and looking goofy when taking it off. Well, I just want to know. You want to kiss me?
Erotically shaped plants. Oh, so this one doesn't fly, but the real Wikipedia article, unusually shaped fruits and vegetables, does. And that makes sense because that article is actually pretty interesting and talks a lot about produce mutations and designer foods. But I swear, one day they'll finally publish my article on 10 cucumbers so good you wanna fuck them. Every country except Romania is a lie. But I'm American. Everyone has to like cheese or else I will kill them in their sleep and they will die. Hey, I love cheese. Extreme accounting. The article was a single sentence. In extreme accounting, competitors are required to add and divide 6-digit tax figures while climbing a 60,000-foot mountain, which is decently funny, but still they provide no context or additional details. But I think it would be funnier if it was a 600,000-foot mountain to nail in the 6-digit humor and to ruin any possibility of this ever actually happening thanks to a sponsorship from Red Bull. Famous watermelons. With the entire text reading, watermelons are really complex pieces of fruitery. The most famous watermelon is the late great Edmund Hillary. I don't know where this alleged running joke of calling the first man to summit Mount Everest a watermelon came from, but I'm all for it. And I'm going to be doing it from now on, and I hope you do too. Fart sniffing, ankle biting anteater spawn, and fatty boom boom, and Fatty McJiggletits. It's an amazing coincidence that your mother had 3 entries on this list back to back. Festival of... The content of this article said, the Festival of... is a yearly festival held in England. The festival revolves around sniffing whiteout and chanting I tried Googling this to find context and all that came up was this. I don't think that's it. The sound Spider-Man makes when punching really fast. You know, those iconic Spider-Man sounds like thwip when he shoots web and oh god no, someone I love has suddenly been killed whenever he goes on being happy for more than 5 minutes. Flesh-eating zombies of the carpet factory. Article text said, if you live near a carpet factory, watch out. Funny enough, all you have to do is swap some words around and carpet-eating zombies of the flesh factory sounds like one of the best porn parody titles I've ever heard in my life. Gaping anus. I'm just gonna move on from that. Garlic-eating men in Manhattan. And that's the title of my favorite Stephen King novel. Glasses fetishism. There's nothing too noteworthy on the actual article here, but the real gold is what I found in the editor notes. It turns out the justification originally used to try to keep this article around was this 2009 story of a man who went to jail because he stole $45,000 worth of glasses at gunpoint for the sole purpose of trying them on in front of a mirror and then throwing them into the garbage. Now, his defense, he said he really likes being around glasses. And what I want to know is why national privacy laws allowed CBS to publish this story about me. It's extremely fucked up. Hey Blinken. This was a redirect to Abraham Lincoln, and Hey Blinken. Hey Blinken. Hey Blinken. Hey Blinken. Hey Blinken. Hey Blinken. Abe Lincoln. Damn, that's clever. Hitler has the longest legs recorded in medical history. He does not, but if it's on Wikipedia, it must be true. Hitler's breakfast, Hitler's dinner, and of course, Hitler style. Hottest man in the world! You're looking at him, but for the sake of argument, I will mention the original article listed one Frank Foster with 3 exclamation marks as the world's hottest man, which means I have a challenge for you. If you out there happen to be named Frank Foster and think you're the hottest man on earth, post your credit card number, including the 3 digits on the back, in the comments so we can decide if, for once and for all, you have what it takes to be sexually attractive. House humping. This term is a bit loosely to find, but it seems to be when you go to a realtor's open house and then excuse yourself to an empty room to have sex while they presumably go over your credit score because you're Frank Foster, the most gullible man on the planet. There's a bit of arguing amongst the editors on whether or not this term is colloquial enough to keep, but this little tidbit is why I'm even bothering to put this one on the list. Keep. I'm the original poster. Laptop just crashed, that's why I signed on as new today, by the way. And yes, I'm new to Wiki, which is great! IMHO, but I just posted several more links to references to house humping and related context. I'm a member of the Yahoo group, and yes, I know this is a true phenomenon. Just ask my fiance. In England, maybe you have cottaging for gay folks, but that's no stranger a fetish than house humping, which seems to be primarily hetero, but not exclusively. I understand that the term itself is new, but based on our user group messages and other correspondence, this has been going on since the beginning of the hot real estate market about 5 years ago. Someone in our group said there's a movie that had a scene about it, but they called it sexy swiping, which I think involves sex and stealing, so that's slightly different. Frankly, the CSI reference was new to me, but that only proves my point. Not sure else to prove it to you unless you have an open house and invite us over. I guess this guy fucked his fiance in an open house, and then they both ran home loins mid-drip to enthusiastically join the Yahoo group, and then make this Wikipedia article to enlighten the masses. Apparently, there's also an episode of CSI that talks about this. I tried searching for this bit, but all I got was like actual porn of people fucking in open houses. Oh yeah, totally open houses people rent and fill, totally open houses that isn't just filled with actors and little like retailer props to make it look more legit. Oh yeah, those people are on those websites are totally fucking their actual real stepsisters too. And now, for your listening enjoyment, I am going to read the entire H subsection how in its entirety. Enjoy. How can I build a wiki of my own? How can I eat raw scorpions without getting stung? How can I tell if I'm really in love? How can I write an article in Wikipedia? How constitute a company in Honduras? How did early humans make kanonos? How does an airplane fly? How do you do? How is Ben Stein influential America? How many fat people are there in the world? How many sci-gen papers in computer science? How many spaces after a period? How old are cars? How Star Wars changed the world? How tall was Albert Einstein? How the prequel should have went? How to be anorexic? How to become a lawyer that screams objection every time someone causes something that is damaging to your case? How to be gangster? How to catch a wild asparagus snatching snaggly snort? How to create a Wikipedia at Redco? How to create history of me in Wikipedia? How to create Wikipedia? How to deal with the unpinned knight? How to draw a horse? How to eat a coconut? How to eat a scorpion while it is mating? How to fly a donkey? How to gain balls and be able to not freeze when the only open spot on the bus is next to a really cute Asian guy. How to get high. How to have sex in Texas. How to increase conversion rate on Pinterest. Conversion rate optimization. How to keep an idiot busy for hours. How to make weird icons with your phone. How to repair a dead phone. How to sacrifice an ant. How to stop a hurricane. How to survive the zombie apocalypse. How to trick people into thinking you're a wizard. And finally, how would you go about planning infrastructure to accommodate the growing Nigeria population and wildlife? While you ponder that question, ponder the fact that How to Catch a Wild Asparagus Snatching Snaggly Snort is actually the name of a real Macintosh educational game from 1999 and not the title of some hate group leader's prejudiced biography. And you know what, since we're on a roll, let's go ahead and wrap up with the entirety of the deleted articles, starting with the word I. I am not some starry-eyed waif here to succumb to your pelvic sorcery. I am the king. I am virgin. I beheld his glory. I crave that mineral. I do believe we're naked. I don't even know at this point. I don't want to spend this much time on Pinterest sign-in page. How about you? I don't know how to make a Wikipedia article. I have my own page on Facebook. I have to write a stupid essay on this book and it is really hard, so I'm taking out my anger on its Wikipedia page. I just farted. I just poured hot grits down my pants. I like milk. I like eggs. I like tater tots. I live for the simple things, like how much this is gonna hurt. I love Tropoja. I love you. I can't wait to be able to just touch each other and kiss. I wish we could spoon right now. I looked for my cup of caring and found that it was empty. I want these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane. I was up above it. And finally, I would like pages of information on vitamins to help with people getting off opioids and are going clean and need help to get clean. And I think that's just about gonna do it for today's video. I have plenty of funny things left to say, but I just stopped caring for the current moment. In fact, I'm so done, I'm just gonna abruptly end this video right now.